हाँ मुझे ये चाहिए, and the internet just gives it to me. So I think I am not able to understand, are we really doing well or are we really screwing ourselves?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Private Chat, a series where four individuals with very public lives will try to figure out why privacy matters and why is it so important for us to reclaim our privacy. Today with me, I have got Divya. Divya is an actress. Hi, Divya.
Hi everyone.
We've got Saloni. Saloni is one of India's top content creators. Hi, Saloni.
Hi, Sahil. Hi.
Hi. We've got me. You know who I am. If you don't know, then you should know. and last but not the least, most importantly, we've got Yesha. Hi, Yesha. Yesha is the program officer for this for the
Center for Internet and Society.
The Center for Internet and Society. Yesha, please don't steal my data for that. Screw up. I know Yesha won't, but Yesha, I need to, the reason why we are here is to discuss privacy, and you're the expert, and I need to ask you, why is privacy so important in 2020?
So I think it's important for us to truly understand what privacy is in the first place. And privacy, and here we're talking about online privacy online. So privacy, basically, we're talking about freedom from unauthorized intrusion. Privacy basically allows you to determine the degree to which your personal information can be shared with the world, with other parties. Privacy is a fundamental right upon which other rights are built, and many other rights are connected with the right to privacy. And international humanitarian law has recognized privacy as a fundamental right. And in 2017, so did our Supreme Court as a fundamental right. So basically, the importance of privacy is how it involves so many aspects of our lives, how it impacts so many aspects of our lives. And especially in this day and age, which many are calling the golden age of surveillance, where we live pretty much our entire lives online. We voluntarily upload very personal, very sensitive information about ourselves. And also there's a lot of personal and sensitive information that is collected about us without our knowledge. And for that purpose, it is important for us to realize that privacy plays a very important role.
Yeah, I think sometimes it gets very scary. There are days when I just sit and I'm like, man, the internet knows so much about us. It knows everything about us, what we like, don't like.
I know, right? Like randomly, I was just sitting with my friends, and the other day we were talking something very serious, and my Siri just said, "Hello," I didn't understand. And I'm like, oh my God, what is happening? Is somebody listening to us? I mean, if I'm searching something online, if I want to buy something online, I see the next notification all related to those ads, and that literally scares me.
Yeah, but you know how earlier when we used to go shopping and the salesman would follow us around the dukaan saying, "Aapko kya chahiye?" And I'm like, get out, leave me alone. This is how it is online. The ad follows you everywhere. And you're like, stop it. I don't want this product. Why are you after me? Bhool se I saw it once. Just leave me alone.
Yeah, but I'm kind of happy at times. I'm sorry, Saloni.
No, I was just saying that you don't even have to search anything. Even we were on a vacation once, and I just said that I want to eat idlis, and the next day, very next day, every ad that I was seeing on internet, every Zomato, Swiggy, everybody was showing me only idlis all over Instagram, everywhere.
No, so that's the point. I think it's at times I feel the technology is so good that it's so cool. I mean, if I'm wanting something, I just say it in the air, like, "हाँ मुझे ये चाहिए," and the internet just gives it to me. So I think I am not able to understand, are we really doing well or are we really screwing ourselves? At some points I feel that, oh my God, this is happening, this is scary. But then on the other side, when I want to think positive, I think that the technology is going really far, and that's good.
Like they say, right? There are two sides to every coin, right? On one hand, yes, it's amazing. Like during the pandemic, past 8 months, all of us have connected intensely with each other. A lot of us have found newer ways to connect. I think we are recording this on Zoom, right? And Zoom was an amazing thing where a lot of people are like, oh my God, it's so nice. We can talk to each other. And then Zoom itself had its own security issues, and that's the thing. You started realizing that everything that we were using in the pandemic itself had its own security issues that we were unaware of. So I think it's just the conversation has to be of how to be cautious.
Like you said, like the technology that we have has many obvious advantages in that it has made our lives so convenient. Right. And even the very specific targeted ads that we get are for a lot of us very convenient. Like you just Google search something and the next day you just get a bunch of recommendations about what to buy, and that's exactly what you want. It's almost like they're reading your mind. But I think it's also important to keep in mind that these services all come at a cost.
Even if I'm connecting my Bluetooth phone to the car, they still ask me to sync contacts. I mean, I don't know how is that helping.
That is if you want to call someone while driving. Or if you want to,
But I really don't know.
There are other examples.
As a layman, I'm thinking that my car also has a system. If it can really ask so many questions, what if the data is also being?
It is.
Everything that you do online is being tracked, basically.
But if we deny those permissions, I mean, if we say that I don't want to share this information, the app doesn't work. So
exactly,
then you don't play music in your car. You do Antakshari. Antakshari is.
I don't have a car.
Either the entire world has to decide, let's not do this. Let's go way back how we started, how human life started, and then do this. Or
the world. That's what
I think there are. Sorry.
No, please go for it.
No, I think there is a sort of middle ground over here. I mean, like you said, I think a lot of times we are locked into these options because if we want to use that service, we don't have a choice. We can't say, I won't give you this permission, because then you just can't use the application. So to say just don't use the application is not always a realistic choice, like we said. This is where regulation comes in. For example, we have to, there's something known as what we want, and what is happening in India right now is we have a draft data protection regulation, which basically governs things like this. What is the data that companies are allowed to collect about you? And even within that data, they have to tell you the purposes for which they are collecting each kind of data. And even data can be classified into data that is not that sensitive, data that does not personally identify you, but also there can be very sensitive personal data that apps can collect. For example, even health apps that we have very personal data about your activities, your health status. You have menstrual apps that know about your cycle, things like that. This is all very valuable information. And to have a data protection regulation that makes rules about what companies can and cannot do, and that forces them to limit the data that they collect to what is relevant to the purpose that they are serving. And that is basically what we can do, instead of, obviously just not using these apps at all.
True. Because it does add, even if you are a basic, like a person who has absolutely no knowledge about privacy or the internet, I'm sure at one point of time when you must have opened the calculator app, a brand new app, and it's like it needs access to your photos. And I'm like, what do you want to calculate? You don't need these permissions. But I'm very interested in this act. Is it being passed? Has it been has it gone for approval?
It has been introduced in Parliament.
Okay.
But now with the pandemic, the movement towards the data protection bill has been going on for the last couple of years. There have been a couple of draft bills. There have been movements to sort of, draft a proper data protection bill that keeps in mind our privacy. Right now, it's still pending in Parliament, I think, because of the pandemic. It hasn't gone very far. It's been delayed. Hopefully by next year.